Hey, good morning, everybody. How's the AJT fam doing this morning? Yeah, it was quiet without me bitching, moaning, and complaining about the market. So it was nice and peaceful, right? Yeah, I have my I have my moments that I might be a little funny. It comes in spurts. All right, so it looks like excuse me. It looks like um we have a pretty active morning here. Roku is calling me. I'm kind of scared of Roku right now. And Roku could have killed me. It could have flat crushed me yesterday. Because you know how hard it is when you just have one laptop and you're looking at all of these things and I'm flipping back and forth, and evidently I accidentally got in the trade before without even knowing it. We were just looking at it. We were just talking about it yesterday. We were just looking at it because a lot of people were looking at, um, after Roku made that big run, everybody was talking about, a secondary trade. And we were sitting there talking about it, and I was looking at it and flipping back and forth. And, I had no idea I was in a trade. So I'm kind of shook up from it. I mean, my hands are still really tingly. I accidentally shorted it earlier in the day. I mean, when we were talking about, because see, once the doctor came in, I never got back on it. I never logged back in because as soon as we got out, went got something to eat, and then got back on the road to come home. And my mom had picked my son up, so we went to my mom's house and picked him up. and went to my wife's job because her office is like right across the parking lot from Colonial Life Arena, and we were going to the basketball game. So it wasn't until like after 5, almost 6 o'clock when I logged back in. You know, I was actually logging in to see what happened in the chat before we walked across to the game. But it was a mess. But it was a bullshit trade, so that's why I didn't even recap it. After this morning, we're not going to even talk about it. I'll show you the chart. But the same way I made this, I could have lost it. And so I just have to, I got to be a hell of a lot more careful when I'm away from home and all of that stuff. I got to be a hell of a lot more careful. That's what it boils down to. And I'll show you. Hold on one second. And I'm going to post this on my wall right here. To remind me. Let me flip it. All right. So you can see this was not an entry. You guys know that I would never, ever, ever short into the 50, the 100, the 200. You know I would never do that. So, like I said, this is just a bullshit trade. It's not, you know, but it could have been a disastrous day for me yesterday. Matter of fact, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now. So it's complete BS. All right, so let's take a look at what we got today. See what we got going today. Well, Baidu is on here, so I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and vet it. You can see we have a pretty decent window here. Let me blow this up because I need to look at this closer. We've got a pretty good window in here. From 113.26 up to 116, 76, and then we got, you know, up to around 121. So it's got a lot of room to the upside. A lot of room to the upside. So I'm definitely liking this. You know, long trades really haven't I'm thinking I accidentally hit the button when I was closing the computer up. Because I got called into the room, you know, right around that point. I got called into the examination room. But I had no idea. It wasn't until I logged in, whenever that was, almost maybe between 5 and 6. I know it was after 5 o'clock. That's when we got there. So it's kind of one of the hazards. So I like Baidu here. We're gonna add this to the watch, and then we'll go. Yeah, I need to do a double click, but see, double clicks take too long. That's why I don't have double clicks. I just need to double check. Or either just not have that platform up and just watch Thinkorswim. But see, logging on Thinkorswim it doesn't make sense if I just have a laptop and I've just got this one screen. Now I've got my USB monitors, but I don't have anywhere to, I don't have a table I can set up in the waiting room like that. Watching. Guess Baidu. Alright, so obviously we're gonna have Roku on. This has the potential. I don't know how much farther this thing can go down though. That's the issue. I don't know how much farther this can go down. We got 117.56 there. None of the moving averages are in play. I doubt very seriously if it'll even try to get to the 200. So, you know what? It's time to clean house here. It's time to clear the drawings and start over. Yeah, for the most part. Some of them don't. The last one didn't work. Which one was that? Last week. The last one didn't work for sure. And and the one on what did we trade Monday? Or Tuesday? The one I accidentally got in on Tuesday didn't work. That was like an $800 loss. They don't always, it may seem like it, but they damn sure don't always work out. Let's see. So I'll start the bottom around there. And just kind of work my way up. to blow this up so I can see. All right, so if we get into here, we got a little window, decent window under 117.80 if we get selling. So we got a nice window. If we get under 117.80, we got a nice window down to 113. So I don't know how volatile Roku's gonna be. It just depending on how it looks at the open. You know, I may have to adjust some stuff. So this platform is what I'm looking at these charts on is Thinkorswim. I don't trade off of it. I just use Thinkorswim for charting. EXPE. This one kind of gapped down, and it's been kind of, it's been kind of flat the last 30 minutes. I haven't really done much. So we have gapped. See, this is irrelevant. So we've had a nice gap down here. Solid floor that I see right here at 114.62. See, the last time we came down, look at that, multiple taps, and it kind of held firm. Multiple cleans. So, and if we get through there, we do have another nice window down. I mean, EXPE does have some potential. But right now it just looks really, really weak. I mean, really dead in terms of volatility. All right. See, what's RP? saying this one doesn't really look all that great. This morning it just doesn't have any volume. Not any good price action here. So, here's a level that it's reacting on after the gap down. Kind of right in here. We sold off, we bounced, and we're kind of holding up here. Man, pretty solid support right here where it sold off to. So this one could be range bound. I don't really see this doing much as far as potential. I just don't see the potential in it. See, IQ, it's under 20 bucks, only a 50-cent ATR. The gap's not impressive. We can look at it if it allows me to. Marsha, I've been playing Powerball, Mega Million for 20 years. And the most I've ever won is like $25. I think I've got a better chance of getting struck by lightning than to win the damn lottery. The only thing that I have good fortunes on are those $500 scratch off tickets. Because every time I have a bad day and I walk to the store, if they have those $500 tickets, I can play them and I'll win $500. Other than that, not a thing. All right. Ooh, this one is. Let me clean this up. Let's start over on this. I got whenever I get too many drawings on the chart, I'm just gonna clean it up and start over. Especially these lower price stocks that have a lot of levels kind of on top of each other. So this is why I tend not to like the lower price stocks unless they're making like a 52-week low, 52-week high. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to run into a ton of support and resistance, which is, it doesn't move very much. $17.22. And then in order to make money, you got to size up. And I don't like sizing up. I believe you can make really good money on modest size if you know how to trade properly. I firmly believe that. 1734. $17.84. Yeah, so as I'm putting all of these in here, it's so crowded. I don't know if I would even want to trade this. So we've got the support added in. And as I'm working my way up, we're running into a lot of, I can't get it, there we go. I couldn't get it to snap to that. There's just not a lot of room in here. This is why I don't really mess with those. Let's see, LN. Because it's crazy. I look at it this way. If you're in a stock, you got 2,000 shares on it, and it moves against you 20 cents, and you're in a small account, that's not gonna feel very good. And what stock? I don't care if it's a $5 stock. It has just as easy a time of moving 20 cents against you as a $100 stock. This thing moves 20, 25 cents against you, and you're in 1,000 shares. It's gonna hurt. Don't like LN. That doesn't look good. What's the deal with ARGX? Hey, but the number one issue most traders have is learning how to trade properly. Everybody wants to chase the big trades right out of the gate. And they just want to follow somebody that's trading, making big money, and they feel they can just follow and then learn as they go. It doesn't work that way. And everybody ends up broke. So it's really hard to say, okay, look, I need to learn. Yeah, ARGX is an offering. We've looked at Baidu. Let's go to RL. It's the hardest thing for new traders to do, because what brings you into the industry to start off with. What brings you into it? It's the excitement, the allure of making a bunch of money in, for a couple hours worth of work. Or in some cases, they try to say seconds. And it's not realistic. Let's see. RL, this one is really, really overextended already. We're on the conference call right now. This thing pulling back, there's just so much that it has to go through pulling back. But we do have that there are decent windows, but it's just really, really overbought. I mean, we were flirting with 90 all through pre-market. So yeah, this one would need a healthy pullback before I would even like to take this thing long. It will need a healthy pullback. All right, so let's just run down here real quick. All of these are just really too low of a price stock. SQ doesn't quite have a dollar gap yet, but SQ is one of those that kind of trades like Roku. At the open, it gets really volatile. You see, it reported earnings yesterday after the close. Obviously I wasn't at my computer. I didn't even get to see what all stocks were reporting earnings or even vet them. But looks like SQ had earnings, already had his conference call. So the only issue with this is we really don't have the dollar gap yet. So make it hard to put on my watch. So we got our L. Disney doesn't quite have the dollar yet. I'm still dealing with this in my long-term, short-term. The last short-term swing wasn't perfect. So Disney, you can see it reports earnings after the market closes. I'm still looking for big things out of Disney. Still looking for big things out of it. Based on what the numbers, I'm expecting it to gap up. But I have to wait a little bit longer in the day and go back. And I can't really make any calls until after 2 o'clock. But Disney, I would expect to gap up based on their guidance. Sometimes they lower guidance going into earnings. That's why you can't really make a determination too early. But that's my, at this point I would be looking for it to gap up. But I'm not gonna really watch it throughout the day. I'll have a chart up later on. After one or two, I'll probably put Disney chart up. But I'll email you guys the information on Disney when I get it. This network, same thing. This had a really nice gap up. I'm not 100% sure how much I like this price action, but we'll see. The only thing I like, you see, all through here, all this was resistance. We finally broke through it. Resistance again. And, we finally broke through it. We got over it. Now, if we can hold this level, I'd be impressed with it. The problem is, we've got a lot of resistance before we, get into a good window. So we can see all of that. Let's see the downward earnings today. Obviously, Roku. All of these are under $10. Can't touch them. EXPE, we've got the rest of these are under $10. So I can't mess with them. And all of these got the volume, but not the gap. So I've got a pretty small watch list here, which is good. I can keep it focused. I can keep it focused pretty good. So right now, this is what I'm watching. BIDU, ROKU, EXPE, and DISH. When we looked at some of these lower price stocks like IQ, I just don't see the windows I would like to see. I just don't like. Hey, what's going on? Yep, we're having a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, so let's get this party started. Yeah, Dish already had earnings. Yep, Dish already had earnings. Conference call starts at 12 o'clock, I believe. I should have some news for us on CMEG this afternoon. I talked to the guy a little bit yesterday. We're gonna get together today at lunch, and so I can fill out all of the forms I need to fill out and get them the stuff they need from me. So once everything gets finalized, I'll be able to share all that with you. Yes, they use DOS. They have Sterling and DOS. But you know I'm a DOS man, so um yeah, Dish is a little short on volume right now. But a lot of stocks are. As long it made the 50K threshold, so that's all it needs to make to be on my watch list. Obviously, if it doesn't get enough volume at the open, we don't trade it. But if it trades 50K shares prior to 9 o'clock, it's gonna make my watch list. Okay, 124.79. Shit, that's close enough. I don't need to do all that. Morning, Vincent. You're welcome. Yeah, I think it's 125, but if you trade enough, I think at the platform they'll give it to you for free. But I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna find out what all they can do. You know, they don't. They've never had any regulatory problems. They're really adamant about their process. You know, they don't just open accounts just to be opening them. So, you know, there's a lot. You know exactly who their clearing firm is. Uh, no, they're not U.S. based. If they were, you couldn't. You'd be stuck under the PDT rule. They're in Trinidad and Tobago. Wow, look at that go. RL didn't make it at this point because it's it's too crowded. It's overbought, and there's a lot of support and resistance around it. So it's in an area where, for me, it's not comfortable to trade. That's not to say it's not going to work, but those are the stocks I tend to stay away from because it would give me less of a headache. RP just looked like a convoluted mess. So those two for me didn't make the cut. You know, I've got four stocks that should give me a pretty good opportunity. But, you know, and me not putting it on my watch list doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's, you know, I have to limit the stocks that I watch. And, you know, it's something that we all have to do, or else we'll be chasing our tails all day long. And, you know, sometimes the stock that I choose to trade doesn't work. And the others do. But for me, it's all about being consistent. And if I'm making money over a period of time, I got to stay consistent. Knowing that there are going to be trades I'm going to lose on and all of that stuff, but just have to be consistent. So 117.80 is the next level on Roku, but you're not going to be able to see it on that chart. BIDU, 116.76 is the level that it's running into. 113.26. A lot of these things are just stretched out, and it's going to take some time for it to come back in. And set back up for us. $116.07. Got that level there. Under this level, we don't have another one to 114.62. But I guarantee you it'll eat this up. It will eat this up at the open. And if I was one of those high octane guys, I would short this crap at the open and have a target down at 114.65 and let it go. But I'm not a high octane guy. When I intentionally roll the dice, it goes against me. And then 124.60. I would love this to go long. I would love to go long. I promise you. But the hard part about this is just being patient. It's just being patient. You know, the market opens and you're gonna watch all of this volatility. You're gonna watch the stocks jump around. It's like, man, if I was in this trade, I'd be making all this money now. But in reality, you would have had to guess. And if you guess wrong, it may not end well. Nice. I hope I get my money back. Some of you guys are already getting your money back from AverageJoeTrader. Still waiting on mine. But I just did it all bank wire. I didn't do credit card. Some of the people that did the partial on credit card is they're already seeing their money. I heard from a couple people. Yeah, if I have to go to the Bahamas and get my money, yeah, I'll do a video from start to finish. Yeah, I was looking at Roku for an all-day hold too. But it just didn't have I didn't get the feel for it early on. But I was definitely thinking that too is at first, but I didn't get the feel for it. And honestly, I just didn't want to look at it. But I think we just broke the pre-market low, so but knowing Roku, it's gonna have a pop in it. Yep, I will definitely go over there. And I'll be just like a pirate. I'll be just like a freaking pirate. I sent an earnings email out on When did I trade earnings? Tuesday? Whatever day I traded earnings, that's the day I sent the email out. Monday, I don't think I didn't trade earnings Monday, so I didn't send it out. But Tuesday, I sent it out. If I trade earnings, I do send the emails out. And if I'm not trading earnings, it's not going to happen. All right, so I'm look. Man, this thing is already done. On short sale restriction at that. Damn it. I told you it's going to go to 112.44. It's going to take out this damn thing. It's going to take out my first trading range before the first 5-minute hits. All right, under 117.80 is a good place for Roku for an all-day hold under that 117.80 level. So if you want to do an all-day hold, you could do that. But remember, you're going to have a little bit wider stop than normal. What's going to be hard about this EXP is it's on short sale restriction. And it's going right to that 112.44 level. Man, that makes me so mad. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. First candle took out my trading range. And I called it. Damn. This is pissing me off. Why did it do me like this, man? All right. I'm trying to get in here. But on SSR, it's almost impossible. 110.76 was where I was trying to get in. Crap. I'm not going to chase it down. So I couldn't get in. Let's see if it comes back and hits me.
IQ.
Yep, so it did pop back up and hit me. See, we're in this huge window down. All right. So 109.50, I'm looking for potentially my first cover here. Come on down, baby.
X.
There we go. Finally. Why did it only take 100 shares off? It was supposed to be half. Shit. So it, I put my stop back at break even. So you're looking for the move through 109 down to 108.
Trib.
So we just had to be patient on this SSR. Let it come down and hit us. I mean, let it come back up and get us. Now, I'm looking at the 2 minute. The 2 minute is kind of the precursor for me. If the price action starts to slow down against a whole dollar mark, like we are, like right here, I'm going to kind of keep my eye on the price action because we're kind of stuck at 109. We can't seem to fall through 109. And I needed to get through 109 down into 108. The next level I have is 105.06. Now, can it get all the way there? I doubt it. But I want to take half through 108.
MTCH.
So we can get through 108. And it looks like it got stuck at 108.50.
Trib.
I want to take some through 108.
X.
We're getting close. But there's a lot of buying coming in and something's holding this thing up. Damn. It's not letting it get close to 108. It's not letting it get close. If it gets down into the 108.30s again, 108.20s, I might cover half. Here we go. I'll take half off here.
NTCH. X.
So I got half at 108.07.
TW.
Like I said, the next level down is 105.36. So 106 probably, 106, 106.50ish is where we could take half off again, and then 105.36 will be the final target. So, but I got to put my stop in. Wait a minute, hold on. We might get 106.50. All right, so got to take half off here. Come on, platform.
X.
Platform's killing me. This platform is killing me. It's slow today. I was all the way down there and it would not let me cover. The hell is wrong with this thing, man? Let's try it again. This isn't working right. Why isn't my buttons working today? I'm looking to cover half under 106.50.
NLSN.
And we had it, but it wouldn't. The order kept rejecting. I'm just gonna put a order. I was trying to use my hot button, but it kept rejecting. I don't know why. But we'll get it straight. we'll get it straight. Let's see if it comes down again and hits this 30. I just put out a bid at 106.35. If we get a dip down there again, should be able to hit it.
NLSN.
Man, this thing is stuck at 106.50. There we go. Nice. So I'll stop. Stop is going to be back at my first cover, which is 109.50.
X.
So we got a textbook opening range. Textbook opening range breakdown here. Just had to be patient and allow this thing to work. What is this level down here? 10. It's so doggone close I can't see it.
NLSN.
And the levels are so close together I couldn't really see it. But this thing is gone, man. Holy cow.
NLSN.
I think it looks like we're running into trouble here. And it looks like we're running into some support. This is what we were looking for. We were kind of looking at
Drib.
for our final target. Is 105.36. And then we had another level that ran down to 104.44.
NLSN.
$104.44, dumbass. And then the next level under this I got is 102.
Drib.
What's that? 102.88. Shit, I can't even see it. I hate it when it's this close together. It makes it so hard to see. Stupid computer. Man, this thing is slow. I put turbo boost and everything on it and it still won't do a damn thing. Still slow as Christmas.
Trib. X.
I give up. So I'm running into levels from way back in history because we're on a 52-week low break. And all of these levels are outside of the 52 weeks. So I'm just going to let it run and see how far down this thing's going to go before we start to bounce. Only makes sense. Yeah, good job. You guys did. I mean, this was a textbook opening range breakdown.
Trib.
Textbook opening range breakdown. And took it down to a 52-week low. And these aren't even historical levels. So even with a small account, I mean, we get through 102, I'm going to take half off. We sell through 102, taking half off again. Oh, crap. There we go. It fell late. The damn thing fell late. I'm having some delay issues with this platform today. Some serious delay issues. All right, so I think on days like today, I just need to make sure I have my stops and stuff already out. My order's out. I'm trying to use hot buttons and it's like it's taking forever to route.
Airy.
And I have them set for the house route, but it's routing them into the open market for some reason. It's not going through the house route. So it takes longer for it to route in the open market than it does. The house route is filled in house. It's almost instant. So at this point, I can put in a range order. 106 is going to be it. My stop is going to be at 106. And 100 is going to be the target.
COMM.
And it may bounce here. But this kind of frees me up to look around a little bit. You know, but we're done. I mean, this could be it for our morning. We make a higher low. We make a higher high on a 5-minute candle. You can take it off. There's not enough room here for a bounce for me. To take it long, I would just kind of wait to see if it rejects, and then I can take it back short again.
COMM.
But Roku was the only one that just hasn't done anything. It kind of triggered, it lost that 117.80 level, but it just hasn't done anything. It's been flat all day. But I guess it gave up enough. It gave up enough yesterday. It's not trying to give up anymore. Let's take a look at Baidu.
Trib.
So you got, it's just breaking the 5-minute opening range high. And it's not even doing that very well. It's relatively weak. Dish hasn't done much. Roku hasn't done much. And the utilities people must be out walking around. All of the dogs in the neighborhood are barking. But you can look at at Roku here. Five-minute opening range high, 5-minute opening range low. So it looks like it's trying to break high, but look, the reason why I couldn't take it high. You got the 50 right here. You got the 100 right here. It's just got a lot that it's got to buy through. Now I know it's set for a bounce. I know it's due for a bounce. But the volume is dying on it.
Trib.
We set in the 5-minute opening range and it hasn't gone anywhere. This 117.80 level held up. It broke it. This was the key for a short, but it couldn't hold it. So it not holding this level, holding below it.
Trib.
You know, the short opportunity is pretty much dead. But if you're in an all-day hold, you're still holding on to this. The tightest stop you want to have is going to be up here. No, that would be the tightest stop, around 121.40.
UPWK.
This thing may pick up. It may pick up some steam if it breaks through, because 113.44 is the next level down. But I don't really see anything else. I mean, really, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Everything kind of traded in this range with the exception of EXPE.
UPWK.
So I've got some old historical
UPWK.
levels from the previous year. That it's been acting on.
UPWK.
And this is 102.85. Then there's another one at 101.84. All of these are beyond the 52-week low.
UPWK.
Oh my God. My thinking my thinking just went black. Like, really? You went black on me.
C's.
Pitch black on me. So this was the previous 52-week low.
C's. C's. C's.
But it's stuck on this level here. This is a historical level. This is beyond the 52 weeks. But it's kind of found some support here. I don't know how far back this goes. I'm thinking another year. I'm thinking this was from the previous 52 weeks. And then there's another one at 101.84. So with it being this close, we're running into a pretty solid zone right here where there are people still waiting. Let me see how far back this is. Yeah, it's holding. This level is holding solid support down there. Solid support. All right, so honestly, I went back and looked at earnings February of 2018 is where the last time it got down to this level. And February of 2018 is kind of where these levels came into play. February all around in there. Hey, be quiet, girl. But everything else, I mean, even EXPE now is just trading sideways. Everything is sideways right now. So I would not look to get into any trades at this point. Then when the market slows down and it gets sideways and we're not seeing any distinct movement, this is when you sit on your hands and you wait to see if there's any, you may get volume coming in at some point. A stock may just ease its way or work its way to a level in a supply zone, and then you pick up a bunch of buyers and sellers. That's when you get ready to go. But right now, when you've got 30 minutes of sideways price action, the best thing to do is to sit on your hands until you break out of that, whatever range it is set for those 30 minutes. So just kind of sit back and wait. Yeah, Baidu is kind of a good example. See how we kind of traded in this range. Once we broke out of it, we got a bump in volume here on this last candle. So that would be a safe attempt. The only thing with Baidu is that the upper deviation band is just so close. So the volatility is still real weak in it. So you gotta take that into consideration. But you can see this is what we look for. It's just what I was saying a minute ago. You wait for it to break out of another level, but you want to see more volume coming in. And that's what we're seeing. Look, we're seeing more volume come in. And you might get this to 119. See, girl, all that barking, you done wore yourself out.
Pa. Seize.
No, you can't stay awake. She can't even keep her eyes open. She can't even keep her eyes open. What's Trump talking about now? He's on. Oh, let me turn the news on here so I can hear what this dude is saying. What's he talking about now? And and here's another hard. This is another hard part of the day for inexperienced traders. This is another hard part. If you've got a good trade, like we nailed this trade this morning, and let's say you're all out. The first thing you're going to be thinking about is wanting to add to this. I want to make as much money as I can today. And then next thing you know, you're giving it back because you're trying to trade some slow action here. And look at this.
SI Silvergate, more new highs now, 1325 for Sandy, India. GRTX, $12.40, now up 40 cents from the offering price. GRTX.
Oh, sorry.
Pa.
All right, so that's the 5-minute opening range low. You really wouldn't have traded it in all of this. You wanted to wait until it got through all of that garbage. But you got a little window down to red to green. This is kind of where it gapped up from. So maybe coming back.
QCOM.
Yeah, Roku, they knew that 117.80 was a level that people were looking at. They knew it. And so, they may be just, breaking the backs of kind of the inexperienced traders, the traders that can't give it much room. They may be in the process of just breaking their backs. You don't know. You just got to kind of wait and see how this thing plays out. That's kind of what it boils down to. Just kind of waiting to see how this thing plays out. So on EXPE, I'm not even really paying attention to it anymore. You could see it's kind of caught in this zone here. I've got 106 as my stop, which is just above VWAP right now. It's just been coming in. I could actually put it at 105 if I wanted to. But I'm only risking another $32 to give it another point. But let's say it bounces. To me, it's just too far extended to try and add to this. It's just way too far extended for me to even think about adding. So I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to even worry about it anymore. We've locked in some pretty good profit on this textbook trade. So we can actually go to lunch early, not even worry about this mess, and keep on trucking. So if you followed the lead on Baidu, you be up
HSBC
50, 60 points on your 50, 60 cents on your position right now. I think this thing has enough room.
That from Bloomberg.
Or, it should have enough to get to 119. You don't know. As long as we keep
HSBC dropping
gaining volume
on that.
If it keeps gaining volume, if we start to lose volume, then we may not have enough to drive it. But as long as we're gaining volume on these 5-minute candles, and we're in good shape. So exactly what we want to wait for.
Fed Chair Powell to testify on November 14th, according to the U.S. House Budget Committee.
Exactly what we want to see when we're dealing in times of, stocks trading sideways or trading in a range. You wait for the volume to come in, to break a key level, the volume to come in, and then look for the next logical target. Whole dollar mark, 119.
NLSN.
Now the next level is all the way up around over 120. You doubt if it's going to get there. But, bottom line is we waited. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. You waited for it to break a key level, pick up some volume, and you got a decent trade. You're not going to get the big moves like we get at the open because the volatility is not there. It's gone this time of day. But you execute, you're gonna get the results. I love for the bottom of this to fall out and it drop to 100. That's what I'm looking for. The volume has been pretty steady on this, which is good. Um, I don't like trading that. It's a prop firm, I think. I think that's the one I'm thinking about. CMEG is where I'm likely to end up with my small account. I actually met with them yesterday. I'm meeting with them again here at lunch to try to get some paperwork done, but that's where I'm likely to head. Let's see if it makes it to 100. I think 100 is the most logical bounce. I'm not. What are you talking? I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. Centerpoint's not a bad
Coming up,
broker
natural gas storage.
if you have,
Consensus.
enough money to get over the
BCF.
PDT.
Coming up in less than 30 seconds.
Well, most of the students that I work with, are unable to meet the PDT, so they have to use a small account, a broker that caters to people who can't make the 25K minimum. I don't know.
$34 BCF on natural gas, 34 BCF. Getting a pop here to the high.
I'm doing the paperwork today.
Build of 34 BCF.
So once everything is finalized,
The estimate was 45.
I'll have some, solid news for you as to what's going to happen. I just wanted to talk to the guy, get a feel for him, how they work. So I never, ever got to talk to anybody at SureTrader like that. Never. Now, how many of you guys believe me on Baidu? How many of you guys didn't believe me that what I was telling you about Baidu? I'll tell you that the next level is at
Natural gas futures
121.07.
higher, $2.87 following that smaller build unexpected.
I don't think it's gonna get there, honestly. But I mean, you would have been able to cover some and all of that by now. We can't get through 101 to save our lives. Just waiting on 100. I wasn't talking about EXPE. I wouldn't add. It's too far down to add. I was talking about BIDU. And when the entry was triggered, we talked about it right when it happened. Right when it was good to get in. That's when we were talking about it. Well, the way CMEG works is more like a traditional broker. You know, it's a broker that caters to small account traders, but it operates just like a traditional broker.
HPQ, HP, January 22 calls active now, Hotel Papa Quebec. That's where the offer is said to be from Xerox, $22.
You know, but I like talking to the guy. I like, you know, him explaining what their philosophy is, you know, what they're about, how they do business. You know, that's what meant the most to me.
JNUG.
All right, but here's something else that I want to point out. Okay. I traded EXPE. Now, yeah, I traded it with 500 shares versus like 300 shares that I would normally trade or could trade in my small account. I only added 200 shares to my position size. All right. Did I trade this any different? Did I trade this any different than I would if I was trading my small account? Same strategy. All I did was add 200 shares. I mean, I could have traded 800 shares. I could have traded 1,000 shares of this. But I know where my comfort zone is. I know where I feel the most comfortable trading. What position size based on the volatility of the stock. And that's what I tell, that's what I try to get you guys to understand when it comes to, finding your lane and just staying in it. Not sitting here thinking, okay, I got this, I'm nailing 200 shares, so I'm going to trade 1,000 and I'm going to make a ton of money. No, it really doesn't work that way. Yeah, Darius. Yeah, they don't have a problem at all. I'm dealing with that. Oh no, a CMEG it's a lot less than that. I use pre-market data. Pre-market data is very, very important. More and more stocks are trading pre-market now. They're very active pre-market. And they give you, a lot of times, they give you a good story. So, I use pre-market data and I take it very seriously. Yeah, it's not going to be $8.95. Yeah, but I'm going to, definitely, my members are going to get a better rate. My final target is right here, 100. This is a range order. 106 is the stop, 100 is the target. Right there.
Shares of Roku moving higher now. ROKU run 121.60 on Roku. Still down almost 14% from yesterday's close following their earnings report.
When I get to the last cover, I'm just going to use a range order. So I don't really have to pay attention to it anymore. I can start looking around to see if there is another setup, another stock, really setting up. Now that's what I'll be looking for.
BIDU.
We are working it out.
ARVN.
Work it out, work it out, work it out. Excuse me. Then Baidu, I didn't think it would get the 121.07. I believe it's gonna get the 121. I figured 119.50, 120 would probably be where it got stuck. But I had no idea we were gonna get this kind of push.
President Trump tweeting, stock market up big today, a new record enjoyed.
Oh shit. That dude is ridiculous. Like he had anything to do with the stock market. I mean, does he really think everything revolves around him? The market's over that now. It's over that. The market is bigger than any one man. Because if you were around in when was that? 2008? You guys know exactly what it takes to kill a market. That's Benzinga. That's the Benzinga news feed. If you've got Thinkorswim, you can get it free, or you can subscribe through Benzinga. Now, if EXPE is dead. My thought is EXPE is dead. Over this. When it bounces and it takes all of this out, it's done for the day. Yeah, Giselle, it's their server just can't handle all of it. But it's free, so you kind of get what you pay for. It was Thinkorswim was never set up to be a day trading platform. It was always set up to be a swing trading / investment platform. And that's still its main focus. Day trading is not its main focus here.
SEIDU.
So, honestly, it doesn't really care. Because that's not who they're catering to. How much money do you have in there, Matt? Oh, yeah. You got to put some money in it. What's the minimum to open an account? What, $50? I think you got to have whatever the minimum is to open an account. Yes, you got to have like $50 in there, at least.
SQ.
Well, Thinkorswim may be good for you, but for most professional day traders, it's not a good platform. Thinkorswim, with all of their tools and everything, if you look at what that platform offers, it's set up for investors and swing traders. The way the scans work, the scans are not set up for day traders. The scans are set up for you to find good swing trade opportunities. They don't update live. But there are people that day trade with, like if you're doing, let's say you're doing all day holds, or you doing longer term trend trading throughout the day. It works okay for that. There's nothing wrong for that. But if you're trying to trade like an opening range, at the open, these charts will slow down some. And trying to get accurate entries on an opening range strategy, it can be detrimental.
TPIC. SQ.
So yeah, you can day trade with it. And I love it, man. I'll never walk away from Thinkorswim. I don't care how frustrated it makes me. I love it. I love the charting. I only use about 5% of what this platform can actually do. I can't wait to see it, when I can actually use more of it. It's going to be pretty good.
TPIC.
And then that on demand, as on demand was as critical to me being successful early on as SureTrader was. You know, if I didn't have a broker I could trade in, I wouldn't have made it. If I didn't have this on-demand feature where I could spend 2 or 3 hours at night
SQ.
watching the market action, I'd still be struggling. Because working full time, man, was tough. Yeah, I thought Roku would come down to at least 115 before it bounced. If it was gonna bounce. It didn't even crack 116. I mean, you knew, I mean, you just knew it was gonna bounce. But you know, I would have thought it would have sold off some more.
SQ.
Because had it sold off and bounced at 115, I might have taken it long to hold for the rest of the day. Girl,
QNST,
be
Quinn
quiet.
Street pulling back here. Seeing some bearish put
Stop it.
activity in QNST. Quebec, November, Sandy Tango. Square hitting new highs now, Sandy, Quebec.
Oh, SQ is making that run. I mean, Roku is going up. It may get to the 200. It may make a run all the way up to the 200 today. Up around 129. You know, we knew it was going to bounce. We just didn't know where it was going to bounce off of. I was predicting 115 down to that 113.44 level. That's kind of where I was predicting a bounce to come. So this morning, you know, shorting it, you should have had a good opportunity, but it never set up. It never set up short for a 5-minute opening range breakdown. So it never gave that opportunity. It just kind of turned around and worked its way through the traffic. And now it's heading to the 200. They're about to take out pre-market highs. All right, so we're coming up on lunch, man. So nothing else really for me to do. Now I've got this EXPE on autopilot. You know, if it comes down and hits 100, it'll take me out. You know, final profit target, or if it bounces, you know, it'll take me out for that profit stop. But pretty decent morning. You know, textbook opening range breakdown. We didn't get any trend continuation on it because we never got a bounce. And it's kind of too late for a trend continuation
RDFM,
bounce
it's been
now.
upgraded to a buy at Zelman with a price target of $23.25. That's Romeo Delta Foxtrot November.
But this is what we look for every morning. Now we had 2 home run trades. 2 home run trades. This week. That's all you need. The rest of them could either give you base hits or they could be losers. It doesn't matter. You're still going to make money at the end of the week. And that's the key. You know, we're looking at where we are at the end of the week versus where we are at the end of every trade. You don't really look at that. So you guys are asking how much I made. You got to wait for the recap because I don't even look at it. I don't look at my P&L. I don't care about my P&L. At the end of the day is when I figure out
Shares of Roku hitting
how much we
new
made.
highs now. 125.30 on Roku.
All right, guys. So you guys out in YouTube land, thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you got to get a good feel for what it's like every day in the Average Joe trading community. If you want to know what a losing day feels like, go back to the live stream last week. I don't think we did very well that morning. So it's win, lose, or draw. We're pretty much here to do the same thing. Every day. It's all about teaching you how to do it right. You got to learn how to do it the right way. And you got to learn how to trade basic strategies, manage small position sizes before you start gradually growing. And that's the secret to success. It's not all of this other bullshit people are trying to sell you. It's about you learn what they teach you, but you got to understand that everything it's a process. It takes time. And yeah, the information is good. And yeah, the strategy is good because there's only a handful of strategies out there. It's just repackaged and rebranded and all of that, but basically it's the same thing. So you learn it, but you gotta understand it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time because everybody's practically teaching the same thing, but not everybody's telling you how much time it's gonna take and the process to how you have to develop. Because this is brand new. This is just like you learning. You know, we're not. If you were starting high school, and they assigned you to take trig or, trigonometry or calculus, and you never had algebra, and you never taken, geometry, how you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be able to perform at that higher level. So you've got to learn the fundamentals. You've got to get that foundation down so that you can build off of it. That's the key. All right, guys. I was using, from a small account, I was using SureTrader. Now I'm looking to get in CMEG from my small account. But what I'm using now is SpeedTrader. I've got a SpeedTrader account, IB, that I could day trade from. Speed Trader is my main day trading account, but I can day trade out of IB. I will use I usually use IB to swing, because what I did was I was able to open an IB account with $10,000. So what I did was, once I had that saved up, I opened an IB account and I started learning how to do some swing trades. And I was able to grow that account along with adding the money that I was making in day trading. I was able to get to,
GS.
25, 30K easy. But Speed Trader had better short availability. So that was the next account I opened up. So I went through that process. And I will pay $150 a month for DOS. If you trade enough, it's free. Like in Speed Trader, you trade enough, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. But I would pay for it. It's a great return on investment.
TEVA, Teva Pharma CEO Schultz says
For
to be with Reuters, proposed opioid settlement supports people with addiction while allowing Teva to continue to support its debt load.
For me,
says manufacturing costs
I
for
grew up on
proposed
DOS.
settlement will be significantly lower than the $23 billion headline value.
As long as it's available,
That's TEVA Teva.
and we're out. We're done. My morning trade is done. But it's like you got to look at this. You got to spend money to make money. And trade ideas, earnings whispers, what's the other one? FinViz, TraderView, and my DOS trading platform. Those are tools that I can't do my job without. So it's worth the investment for me, because I'm going to make that in a week. So I'm not even worried about that. Sometimes I can make it in a day. I'm pretty sure I've made and paid all my bills today. My day on Monday paid all my bills for the month. So that you can't worry about that. You got to worry about getting the tools and everything together that's going to help you be successful. Yeah, I was at the first room I was in was Tim Sykes. And then I learned about Nate and Investors Underground, because I couldn't stand penny stocks. I just never got a feel for them. So I joined IU. And IU, they were really heavily short biased. And I was terrified of shorting. So I learned a lot. I had bought both of their DVDs and stuff, and I learned a lot of fundamentals. But I was terrified of shorting. And that was kind of 80% of what they did. And that's when I saw this, one of Ross's famous webinars. And he was a long bias trader, so I'm like, yeah, I got to be long. But he wasn't teaching that gap and go stuff yet. I think he was teaching the opening range breakout. He was teaching the reversals and something else. So, I mean, that I resonated with that, and you guys know that's what I trade today. So I resonated with those and connected with those strategies, and that's what helped me kind of develop. Now I had to go off on my own and learn the fundamentals, the foundation, because I never got that. And as a teacher, luckily being a teacher, I knew what I was missing, and I knew what I had to get. So I knew exactly what I was looking for. And, that's how all of this came about. But just like everybody else, we all go through this. I mean, we find people we think we connect with, and
Netflix at the high now.
we feel good about, and kind of go from there. But I don't care where you go.
Citron Research now says after years of making elite short calls on Netflix, Citron is going dark. New data shows and international transactions might be the mechanism to take the stock back to $350. Says long Netflix into the next quarter is the real money heist.
That's
International has said goodbye to cable girls and hello to Netflix. $350 price target now from Citron Research.
Citron just upgraded Netflix. $350 price target.
That's NFLX Citron long to $350 on NFLX.
Ha. It would have been nice to catch this right here.
Shares of Netflix popping on that report. $298.19 on that long call from Citron.
It would have been nice to catch it around $295. Yep, and this is probably what will drive Roku up as well. It'll probably drive Roku up as well. I've been day trading since 2014. I opened up my first Ameritrade account. This was before they merged with TD Bank. Ameritrade back in '99, and didn't have a clue of what the hell I was doing. But I didn't get serious about day trading until 2014. That's when I really started learning and started with education. All right, guys, so it is lunchtime. All right, thanks. Yeah, I liked about this Monday. But guys, watch this. If we get we're gonna get a pullback. People taking profit. I thought it would have been off 300, but people are taking profit early in this market for some reason. Watch the pullback on this. If we put in a bull flag, I'm gonna be all over it. But you got to be patient and you got to let it put in the flag. And if you want to anticipate, it's on you, but don't do it. That's my suggestion. Don't do it. Let it put in the flag. Baidu hit that level. Awesome job on that. And Roku may take off with this news. And it can get to the 200 on the 5 minute, which is about 4 points away. So don't discount that either. All right, guys. So I'm going to get out of here and go grab some lunch. We'll try to do. I'm trying to do the live stream once a week. I can't do free trials because I don't overtrade members to pay for other people getting free trials. That's just not a business model that I believe in. So I think live streaming, you still get the same feel for what it's like. So I'll try to do that once a week so you guys can see. And we don't know whether it's going to be a winning day or a losing day. Last week was a losing day in the morning. And, today was a good day. So you get the full range here. So thank you guys for hanging out. And we'll see you later on.